I am tired of myself. They are not born from weakness, they are born from awareness. They appear the moment you realize you've been carrying versions of yourself that no longer belong to the person you want to become. You wake up and feel a weight you can't explain. Not a physical weight, but the heaviness of knowing you have been living under your potential, avoiding your calling, resisting the truth you already know. That heaviness is the birthplace of transformation. Because real change never begins from comfort, it begins from confrontation. There comes a point where you sit alone and admit, I'm not tired because life is unfair. I'm tired because I've been refusing to grow. And when you reach that point, something inside of you breaks, but something greater begins to form. A voice within rises and says, no more excuses. There has to be more than this. That voice is your truest self trying to return home. Finding yourself again requires one truth. Life does not get better by chance. It gets better by choice. People wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect timing, the perfect version of themselves before they begin. But you do not heal by waiting. You do not succeed by waiting. You do not transform by waiting. Waiting is the slowest form of self-destruction. There are two types of people in this world: those who wait to feel ready, and those who act so they can feel ready. Only one of them will ever see progress. Self-discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you wish to become. Without discipline, dreams become fantasies. Without discipline, goals become wishes. Without discipline, potential becomes regret. Discipline is not about perfection, it is about direction. It is about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It is about honoring the promises you whisper to yourself at night. When no one is watching and no one is applauding, people misunderstand discipline. They think it restricts you. But the truth is that discipline is the only path to freedom. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from inconsistency. Freedom from the emotional roller coaster that comes from living a life controlled by impulses instead of intention. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery over oneself." Those words are the core of rediscovering who you are. Because the moment you begin to master your thoughts, your habits, your emotions, your reactions, that is the moment you become dangerous in the best way. You stop being controlled by circumstances. You stop being defined by your past. You stop being shaped by fear. You begin shaping your own future. Finding yourself again requires brutal honesty. It requires admitting the ways you've held yourself back. It requires looking at the patterns you've repeated. It requires looking at the dreams you abandoned because you were afraid of failing, or worse, afraid of succeeding. Many people are not running from failure. They are running from responsibility, from the weight of their own greatness. It also requires letting go of comparison. You cannot heal while comparing. You cannot grow while comparing. You cannot wake up your potential while watching someone else live theirs. Comparison steals joy. Yes, but more importantly, comparison steals identity. When you measure yourself against someone else's achievements, you shrink your own path. You dishonor your own timing. Your journey is not late. Your story is not over. Your potential is not expired. One of the most powerful images from the lessons shared in the original message is the vision of lying on your deathbed, surrounded by the ghosts of your unused talents and forgotten dreams. The ghost of the book you never wrote, the business you never started, the skill you never learned, the voice you never used, the courage you never activated. Each dream looks at you and says, "We came to you, only you, and now we must die with you." That image is terrifying because it is true. It forces you to confront the cost of procrastination. Not the cost in money, not the cost in time, but the cost in identity. Every time you delay something you're meant to do, you disconnect from the person you are meant to become. But here's the truth most people never hear. You are not behind. You are simply misaligned. You haven't lost your potential, you've been ignoring it. You haven't lost your passion, you've been distracting it. You haven't lost your strength. You've been misdirecting it toward things that don't matter. Finding yourself again is not about going back. You are not who you were before. You have outgrown that version. You have learned too much, felt too much, survived too much. You don't need to return, you need to rise. You rise when you decide that your future deserves more than your fears. You rise when you decide that your dreams deserve more than your doubts. You rise when you decide that your life deserves more than your laziness. You rise when you decide you deserve more than the bare minimum. Say it with me. It's possible. Those two words are small but powerful. Possibility is the seed of destiny. Once you believe it's possible, you open the door to everything you once thought you couldn't be. Once you believe it's possible, you allow your life to expand beyond the limits of your past. Finding yourself again requires courage, the courage to begin again, the courage to try again, the courage to walk in directions no one in your family ever walked, the courage to choose the life you want instead of the life you inherited. This is the beginning of your awakening, a shift, a spark, a calling, the moment where you finally look at your life and say, "This is not where my story ends." You've spent enough time living inside your own head, enough time replaying old fears, old failures, old labels, old versions of yourself that no longer represent who you are or who you are meant to become. There comes a moment when the mind becomes a cage, and the only way out is through awareness. Awareness that you have allowed doubt to speak louder than desire. Awareness that you have allowed fear to set the limits of your identity. Awareness that you've been negotiating with your potential instead of embracing it. Today is the day that negotiation ends. Finding yourself again requires rewriting the story you tell yourself, because the story you repeat becomes the story you live. If you keep telling yourself you're not ready, you won't be. If you keep telling yourself you're not enough, you'll shrink. If you keep telling yourself you can't, you will never try. But if you tell yourself a new story, one of strength, of discipline, of possibility, your mind begins to shift. And when your mind shifts, your life follows. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they never allow themselves to begin. They waste years waiting for certainty in a world that doesn't offer it. They wait for confidence instead of creating it. Confidence doesn't appear before action. Confidence is the reward of action. Yet people sit with unlived dreams inside them, waiting for a feeling that will never come. That is what happened to the man in the story. For 14 years he silenced himself. 14 years held hostage by fear. 14 years repeating the lie that he wasn't smart enough, trained enough, skilled enough. 14 years of thinking he was behind when he had never even started. But then one moment changed everything. A mentor looked at him, not with pity, but with clarity, and said, "Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." Those words hold enough power to rewrite a life, because somewhere along the way, many people allow someone else's limitation to become their identity. A teacher tells a child they aren't smart, and the child carries that weight into adulthood. A friend mocks their dream, and the dream is buried. A parent belittles their ambition, and the child grows into an adult, afraid to desire anything beyond survival. But identity does not come from external voices. Identity comes from the voice you choose to believe inside yourself. You must choose to believe a better voice than the one you inherited. You must choose to believe a future that is bigger than your past. You must choose to believe that your life has meaning, your gifts have purpose, and your dreams were given to you for a reason. Finding yourself again demands 3 things: truth, courage, and transformation. Truth is admitting the ways you've abandoned yourself. Courage is deciding to no longer do so. Transformation is what happens when you follow through. The first pillar: rewrite your inner story. The story you tell yourself sets the ceiling for your life. If you want to change your future, You must change the narrative inside your mind. Tell yourself you are capable. Tell yourself you are worthy. Tell yourself you can improve. Identity is not fixed. It is updated through action. Every time you show up, even in small ways, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. The second pillar: build mental stamina. Life will test you. It will push you. It will stretch you. But every challenge is training. Every difficulty is shaping you for a greater version of yourself. Mental stamina is not built in comfort. It is built in conflict. It is built when you want to quit, but you don't. It is built when the voice of fear is loud, but you still move. It is built when the world doubts you, but you believe anyway. The greatest enemy you will ever face is the enemy within. But once you conquer that one, no external enemy can defeat you. The third pillar: become a risk. Taker greatness is not inherited. It is chosen. And every choice requires risk. The risk of failing. The risk of looking foolish. The risk of not being understood. The risk of losing what is comfortable in exchange for what is meaningful. The people who live their dreams are not the ones who avoided risk, they are the ones who walked with it. They jumped before they felt ready. They moved before they felt prepared. They trusted that their wings would grow on the way down. And they did. Repeat this truth to yourself. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. And this: if you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. If you cannot become your best, you cannot be happy. And if you cannot be happy, then what else is there? Finding yourself again is not a journey backward. It is a journey forward. It is not about returning to who you were before life broke you. It is about becoming someone stronger because of it, someone wiser, someone more powerful, someone more fully alive. You were born with gifts, born with a voice the world needs, born with dreams that did not appear by accident, born with talents that were placed inside you because someone, somewhere, knew you would be the one strong enough to carry them. Do not let those gifts die inside you. Do not let your talents remain unseen. Do not let your dreams suffocate under the weight of your own hesitation. Find yourself again, not by searching the outside world, but by going inward. Rediscover your desire. Rediscover your hunger. Rediscover your courage. Rediscover your identity. And then rise. Rise into discipline. Rise into purpose. Rise into greatness. Rise into the version of yourself you always knew was waiting inside. Live full, die empty, and give this world every ounce of the greatness that was placed inside you while you still have breath.